we're back with another episode of our author interview series. I'm Keeron Isaac. I'm the author of poetry, and now I am the tree. And I'm here with my editor and creative partner, Shelley-Ann Edwards-Barran, and she is the co-host for this series. I have a very special guest with us today, and we'll just allow him to introduce himself really quickly.
Hi, good afternoon or good day, everybody. I mean, whatever time you're going to see this, so good day. My name is Kevon Foderingham, and well, I am a few things, but in the context of this forum right now, I am a recently published author, and my book is called Things I Learned in My 30s, Motivational Musings for Creative Millennials. Apart from that, I am an NGO leader. So my NGO is called For Common Good, and it focuses on the link between art and social change and how we meld those two together and how we amplify that. And I'm also the founder of East Yard, which is a social enterprise. It's a creative space. It's the East. It's like the East art space. I mean, we have been here for 6 years now, going from strength to strength. I'm an artist. I'm a fashion designer part-time. I do a little bit of singing. I mean, so I'm a full-on creative powerhouse, and I can say that with confidence.
Definitely. And I have video proof of the singing, so we could probably add that in if we have to. But I'm happy that you said all of those things because we wanted to ask, and we could go straight into that. Do you feel like they're all different entities of you, like being a writer, being a creative, or do you think that they're just all you, and you have like these multiple facets of who you are? I feel they're interconnected. I feel they're disconnected. I know some people tend to view their different specialties as like disconnected, and some people view them as just being an amalgamation. So where do you?
I know that it is an amalgamation, and I don't think that any one part could function without the other part. So in terms of my technical day-to-day, yes, I work in social change, but that is informed by my creativity. So, and then when I put on the hat of being a creative, I still have to bring those technical skills to monetize my, creative part. So I think they go hand in hand, and I know for a fact that when we get to that stage where we are not doing things in silos, and when we are able to marry all of our different skills and whatnot, that is when we really begin to thrive.
Nice, I love that. So what sparked the impetus to publish? Because we talk about all the different facets of who you are, but you're also a writer, so what what sparked that passion to say, hey, I'm going to put out a published project?
Okay, well, one of the things I've left out, I don't know why it didn't come to my head, there's so many things. Like also a coach, so I'm a certified life coach, and in my practice, what I do is that I work solely with creatives, and I try to bring out their personal brand essence, and in them bringing out their essence, it helps them to create better, because it means that there's less creative block, because they will be creating from within. So whatever they are within, they can then turn that into whatever creative venture they want to. So I've been doing that for years, and before my venture into full-time creativity, I've always worked in the development sector. And my last job was as a regional marketing manager for PSI, which is a public health organization focusing on gender-based violence prevention and HIV prevention and stuff like that. And having to do building marketing campaigns for all of these different projects, I then decided to merge my life coaching skills with my marketing skills to create a coaching practice. And the book is really based on that coaching practice. And I thought that it was something that I needed to do. I have been writing for years, and for like different blogs. I had a short stint with the Guardian, so I had like some articles in there as well, a series. So I have been writing, but I thought it was time, and I turned 40 this year. So I took all of the things I learned in my 30s and put it into a book. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. And even in this book, we see that you are even though you write for yourself, you're writing to help others, right? And one of the things that I feel like I always connect with you about is I realize that through your many platforms, especially ECR, you create like a hub or a voice for a lot of creatives, and you put a lot of people in the spotlight, right? So how does it feel like you the one being in the forefront with this book now? Because that's something because I in my ministry, like I would always like put other people to the forefront, but there's a little different when you branching out now, and like you, if you understand what I'm saying, it's a strange question. Like it's kind of like the light is on you, even though you're putting the light on others. So how does that feel?
It's wonderful, to be really honest with you. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for most of my career, I mean, I have been doing creative stuff since I left high school. And it has always been things like putting together open mics or doing, like, putting on the exhibitions and stuff. So all of it has always really focused on building a platform for other people's talent. And I did that very well, but I have had stints where I was part of a band. I mean, I have been performing, I have been doing poetry and stuff for years, but it never really stuck because something in me was still going back to building a platform for other people.
Right.
And I think now, again, 40 is pivotal for me. I couldn't imagine what it would mean to reach 40. It's such a like, wow, I'm really not a youth anymore. And I really decided now that I think I have paid my dues in terms of helping other people to reach their goals. And I think now is my time to put me out there in a completely different way because I think I have something that people need to hear. Yeah.
So I'm curious to find out how you view writing. Now, you mentioned you've written before, you've had articles and blogs and so on. How is writing this book different?
Well, if I'm really honest, I think this book has taken like 15 years to write, really, really and truly. Because okay, so the book is three different things in the book. So the first part of each chapter is about my story, what inspired my journey. The second part are like real life exercises that people can use. And then the other parts are poems. Some of these poems were written 15 years ago, So, and actually some of the poems then inspired some of the stories and vice versa. So this has been something that I was going to do in my 20s, in my 20s. So there have been things I learned in my 20s. But I didn't really believe that I learned anything of value in my 20s to be able to put out a book on it, to be quite honest. And I have always been a strong writer from school days, and it's always something I wanted to do. I have tried to write books in the past and nothing stuck. And then now I understand why nothing stuck because what I had to say wasn't really authentic, or I don't think it would have really helped anybody at that time. So, but now where I'm in my life now, I mean, I've already started writing the follow up to this. So it's all about knowing where you are at the time and always trying to be honest with yourself. And that separates something that is okay from something that is going to be very good. When you of yourself know that what I am doing is going to impact. And if I'm getting into any venture and I don't feel it's going to impact, now I'm at the stage where I will not do it.
Right. And that's really powerful. That's deep, actually.
Now, one of the reasons we're doing this series is because we really believe in impacting up and coming writers. Because as an editor, I hear people say all the time, I have this book I want to write, but I don't know. And, there's a lot of hesitation. And then for those who actually finish their book, they don't know what to do next. And there's a lot of ambiguity. Even with all the information on the internet, there's still a lot of ambiguity and hesitation in, getting things together. And I'm really interested in, so you said it's been a while in coming. And when it was finished, what happened after that? So what was that process like getting it out there? So you got the ideas together, you're finally satisfied that, yeah, people could learn from this now? And you mentioned marketing, so I'm, trying to find out like what was your next step? What were the next steps that you took to get it out there?
As a professional marketer, I don't think I have done the best job at marketing this book as yet, because literally all the other things that I have been doing. And so really my goal is from January 2023 is when I'm really going to mash the gas. And I mean, you see it, you know?
Right,
But
right.
I really decided that I wanted to do this thing for myself. I really wanted to, from the writing to the editing to the everything to the design of the book, everything I did for myself. And why I wanted to do that? I mean, yes, I could have brought in people and all of that. I mean, there was some smaller publishing houses that, showed interest in me doing stuff, but I wanted to do this for me because it was more like a therapeutic thing. And
Yeah.
that I could get this done. It has been so long and at the end of the day, because it's so personal to me, I didn't want anybody else's input, to be quite honest. This is me. This is me. I mean, whatever comes after will most likely be better because I will involve other people and da 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 da. But this is what I want to do for myself as my gift for me turning 40. And it meant me learning about the printing process for a book. I mean, I have published magazines and stuff in the past, but I mean, publishing a book is different. So looking at getting your ISBN number, I mean, so it's a whole series of things. How to get your book on Amazon, how to do the different format from the print and from the digital format. I still have to record the audiobook format of it, but I wanted to do something that is audio as well as visual because there are differently impaired persons. So I want to put out something that is really interesting. I mean, it has to remain creative, and for me, it has to be innovative. And but what I did in terms of marketing so far is that, okay, so I have a platform that has been supporting other people's things. So I integrated my thing into it. So then I had my launch here at ECAD, and we did 2 exhibitions abroad in September and October. So we did an exhibition abroad in St. Vincent. So I got an opportunity to read the book and sell the book there. We did an exhibition abroad in Washington, D.C., so I got to build an event around my book. And I got to read the book in Tobago as part of the Writers Guild's event. So it's just what I've been doing is that wherever I could find the time in the last few months, I've been trying to plug myself into certain little things that will, I think, generate some feedback, sell some books. But honestly, I have not really started the real marketing process as yet.
So this give me a little idea about what that real marketing process would be like, because I'm thinking of, a new author, they've got their book on Amazon, they've gotten that part, they have a few copies, and they're thinking, I need to get it in a bookstore, how? They're kind of a bit stuck. So, being someone in the field as a professional, plus having that insight, doing it yourself for your own product and working with other people, I think it would be really insightful to get some of the ideas that you're thinking.
Okay, so definitely as a new author coming on, I mean, research. Look at what other people are doing, see where other people have books. But I'm very untraditional. So, I mean, yes, it might end up in a bookstore, but I don't think that my audience is going to be in the bookstore, So I am looking at the untraditional places, and because the people who I want to reach. So we're going to find the books in places like barbershops. You're going to find the books in places like beauty salons. You're going to find it in those kind of places like arts, like the arts places and those kind of things. So not necessarily the bookstore, because my book, I don't need to put myself in competition with all those other books when I could be in a space where it's only my book there amongst other non-book things, So it's like finding that niche, looking at your own network. Look at your network. I know so many people who are into the arts who have spaces and places. And this book is really for the creative person who isn't really going to go to the bookshop. You know, they are going to be in the markets and the here and the there and the exhibitions, wherever. So my book needs to get into those spaces. So for any author, you need to know who your audience is, and then you need to know where they are and where you're able to meet them. So that's one. Secondly, I have purposefully not done any of the morning programs and stuff as yet. So when I was actually releasing the book, we did a few releases and stuff. So it was in the paper, in all the papers that the book was coming out. But from January, as I intend to do some appearances and all of that, that is when we're going to start with the morning shows. So for the new authors, reach out to the morning programs. 90% of the time, they will find a slot for you, you know, but just have a good pitch, send them a good, you know, synopsis of your book. So make it interesting, make it like somebody has to be interested to bring you on to their show. And so that's another part of it. What I want to do is that I have not done a proper book tour locally as yet. So I'm going to do a tour. And what it's going to do is going to integrate all of my talents. So I'm also a visual artist. So there's visual art in the book as well. So I'm putting together a show. So it's going to be a show that goes from place to place. And we are going to probably start with, you know, cafes and bookstores and stuff like that. But I am here to entertain and to speak. And I think as opposed to just reading a chapter from my book, that can get really boring if, you know, persons can just buy the book. But I'm here to, you know, to entertain, to like entertain. So it will be taking excerpts of the book, adding some visual art, adding some poetry, adding some singing. And if that inspires you, you can then buy the book to read up on it. Yeah. So we are going to do a full tour. Because yes, my strengths lie in events management and marketing and stuff, but I'm going to bring somebody on to help me now because I think it's important. And I mean, yes, I can say that because I have a network of people, like I can probably afford to pay somebody to come and support. But as a new person coming on, what I would say, look within your network, within your friends. If you have a close friend who you think is a genius at marketing, who, you know, wants an opportunity to take on a challenge and you all build this thing together, bring them on. You all can make the money and then, I mean, they can get paid after. But don't try to do everything yourself in terms of your promo and stuff because it gets very hard. And bring a fresh pair of eyes on. Somebody who you bring on may know a few other people. So, you know, so it's getting the word out there. So I'm really looking at somebody to manage this tour that we're going to do. And then I'm really going to bring on somebody to do the like PR stuff, so the booking of the shows and all of that. And that's going to run from like January to June, I think. I'm going to do 6 months intense touring. Yeah.
One of the things that really struck me in what you said is that there isn't a one size fits all when it comes to promotions and sharing your stuff. And you spoke very keenly on connecting with your audience. So you have to know who your audience is and where they are, and that's where you want the product to be. So we're not just trying to get into bookstores because there are books at bookstores.
Correct.
Carefully about who's going to read my book, where do they frequent, and that's where I need to be and where I need to get the book.
And that's something we discussed in with another author, and I love that you said that because she was talking about spreading yourself thin. You know, authors think that they want to be in every bookstore, but as you said, it's about where's your audience. You have to know where your audience is, curate that space, and just focus on there instead of like pushing yourself into like 50 bookstores and then like 49 of those stores aren't really your audience. So, you know, your book isn't really getting the life.
Just sitting there, the book is just going to sit on the shelf. Yeah.
So I think that was really powerful that you said that because I think a lot of authors need to know that. I feel like that's even something I'm learning myself, you know. So I really appreciate that you said that.
Again, you have to start with the why. So why am I putting out this book, right? I mean, a lot of people put out a book, and I mean, for honest, for like vanity reasons. So just to say that I did a book, I have a book out. But then why did you do the book? Is it just to serve you? You know, so it's like, who is this book for? And I think that is really going to drive, where you position your book for sale. If you have a younger audience who has no books, they are all online, then why not focus on pushing a digital version of your book? You don't have to necessarily do a printed copy if it's just going to sit on a shelf. So it's really about knowing who your audience is and like why it is you're doing this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Accurate. So there's a piece you wrote that really stood out to me, and I feel like it really encapsulates your essence a little bit. So it is a piece called "After Joy Comes Joy." Right?
Comes joy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that one. So I know a lot of people, of course, there's this saying "After joy comes sorrow," and people say that when good things happen, they're waiting for the bad things to happen. So you wanna share a little bit about the inspiration behind that piece, because I thought it would be a cool piece to ask you about, because it's one of my favorites and it's inspirational.
Actually, a lot of people like that one, and I would have performed it first at an open mic that we had here at ECR that year, and people really liked it. In general, I am an optimistic person. If you ask anybody about me who knows me, they'll say I am optimistic, but I'm also a realist. So optimistic to the point where. Exactly, yeah. I'm real. So if I know something is not working, it's just not working, and let's just move on. Yeah. So I won't just stick at it. But it really came from a place of a lot of my writing focuses on identity. So it focuses on stuff like mental health, but also your cultural identity, who we are as a people. And having been back home, I spent 5 years in the UK. I came back in 2005. So I've been back home for 17 years. And I think we have constantly become more and more of a negative, pessimistic people. And I don't know why. Yes, I know why. But I mean, it shouldn't be like that. And I feel like anytime and especially like a lot of the younger people, I'm not bashing any group, but especially like some of our younger people, I find like there's just not that fire. There's just like, okay, this like is not working, I'm done. Like where's the okay, where's that like willingness to try, and where's that willingness to give 100%, because all of that comes from this pessimistic gloom and doom nature that we have. This feeling that we are not good enough, that we are second class, that all of these kind of feelings. And I think that comes from this whole notion of after joy comes sorrow. So we are always waiting for like the negative to happen. We are always waiting for somebody to do us something. We are always waiting for somebody to take away a job from us. So we are always waiting for that. And then now with our crime situation with tense, we're always waiting for somebody to do something to us in terms of crime. It's just so much waiting for something negative to happen. Then we don't look at how many positive things we have, and having been able to travel extensively. Trinidad is extremely blessed. And I'm like, even though sometimes I really want to get out of here because people get me angry, but then I think I'm like, you know what? There's so many more good things than there are bad. And that is what it is in life in general. You may have one bad thing that you allow to take root, and that blossoms into a whole tree of negativity when you have so many good things. So it's just about looking at the good things. That was really what inspired that.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and that's great information to share. People, I think it really definitely connect to that, So we spoke a lot about this book and your collection and all of these things. So where can people access the book? Yeah, so where can people access the book? I have
Now I'm feeling left out. But we'll fix that. Yes, please tell us where can we get a copy of the book?
Right now, all of my physical copies are gone, so that's not a bad place to be. I haven't done a re-release yet, but if you are online, definitely you can get it on Amazon in both physical and print and digital formats. And I'm getting a new batch in January, so I'm going to be taking them on tour. I would rather engage persons. So I'm taking them on tour. Look out for it. You will see where I am. You come and get it, and you get to meet me. We get to talk. We get to build a vibe. I may do a few bookstores like from February. But as I said, I'm looking at the non-traditional spaces. So I'm going to publish all of those spaces when I get the first batch in. And I'm going to make it in a way that it's across the country so it's easier for people to get it.
All right, so then we need to find out social media handles and website and whatnot so we could follow you to find out where these places are going to be.
Everything is Kevon Foderingham. Yeah, so KevonFoderingham.com, Kevon Foderingham Instagram, Kevon Foderingham Facebook. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome.
So so I mean, this was a beautiful interview of Shelley-Ann. If you have anything else to add as we close, or Kevon, any last tidbit you want to share? Well, last in this sense, but I mean, we definitely have you back in the future.
Yes, because I heard something about a follow-up volume.
Yeah.
I heard something about a follow-up book, and I think that's what I wanted
to
to
book
ask
people
about.
in advance.
All right, so you probably be the first to hear. So it's a follow-up volume. It's going to be an extension of the book. As I said, it's something innovative. So I want to, so when looking at research and stuff, so because of our culture, take like soca, there are no other people in the world who have to put out an album every year. So we have our soca artists, they have to bring out an album every year. When then you have people like, Beyonce and they who have been in this for 20-something years, only have like 8 albums and stuff like that. Because, we don't take time to let the content of this one thing soak in and exhaust it to the point where, okay, people are tired of it, now it's time to move on to something new, right? So we just keep going new. So I want to take this now and look at how many different products that I can take out of this book. So you're going to see a few interesting things coming out of the book. Who knows, you may even see a play. Who knows?
Nice. There's a lot of teasing going on there, guys.
Yes, but I absolutely love it because I find that when people are new to writing and they're just getting into it, there is a sort of cap, and we kind of place ourselves in boxes, and we believe that this is how it's supposed to be done and this is what it's supposed to look like, and we limit ourselves with that kind of thinking.
Yeah, we don't stretch it out because, again, probably we're not seeing it as being literally a body of work. It's just this book that we put out, but it's a body of work that can be turned into so many things. When you have to look at what's happening outside, because in reality, we are way behind in terms of the innovation in like creative things. We are, but when you look at articles in the New York Times and stuff, look, Sex and the City was a series of articles that they turned into a series and turned into movies and that kind of thing. So many short stories have been turned into movies. So so you need to look at your content and see how much legs it really has and push it as far as it can go. So don't look at it as just a book that I put out. Look at it like how many things I could get out of this book. Yeah.
Nice. That's powerful.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this has been amazing. Thanks so much, Kevon, for taking your time to be here with us. Really appreciate it. I mean, know for sure when the viewers watch, there's so much that they could absorb and learn from this. So it's been really special. So we, pray God continue to bless you and everything that you do. And we're excited to hear.
Same to you all.
Yeah.
It went really quickly though. Time went really quickly.
But you see, bite size so that we could chew and swallow, and then we will come back for another sandwich, man. We have we have pies based on what you say, right?
Exactly.
We getting drinks,
yeah.
we getting
everything. Stretch it out, yeah.
And I think that's the beauty to it when the conversation flows, because I was telling the authors, when you have like a conversational guest and then topics are really coming out, then you really need to like even like go question to question because then it just comes out naturally. So it's like, you know, it's like amalgamation of all these things. So it's happening organic and I like that.
Nicely done.
My pleasure. I enjoyed it. Yeah.